Hello and welcome to the channel. I am Sir Brix. I very recently went to my first ever LEGO convention called Kloss21. This was the first year of the convention and it was actually announced just a few weeks before it actually happened. That meant that people didn't have very long to get builds ready for the convention, but a lot of amazing mocks did show up. The first one is this gigantic football or soccer stadium. There's a lot of really cool details like flags, sponsors and a band. The build is unfortunately glued onto a big wooden plate and most of the pieces are also glued together, so it was probably quite difficult to move as it's really big. Next up is this amazing Technic astromech droid, more precisely Chopper from Rebels. Chopper was built by a really talented builder, who is actually also a competitor on the Norwegian version of LEGO Masters. Chopper has around 7,000 pieces and has a lot of movable parts. When the middle leg is pulled down, it can even drive. She also built these really cool Disney figures, like Olaf and Scrooge McDuck, as well as these really impressive mechs. The next mock is this awesome build showing off several of LEGO's official dragons. Two of them are from Ninjago, the Fire Dragon and the Ice Dragon, both released in 2011. I have the Fire Dragon, and I have wanted the Ice Dragon for around a decade now. The other dragons are from LEGO Elves, and they look great next to the Ninjago dragons in this awesome landscape. Here's a build of Radiator Springs, the town from the movie Cars. It features all of the most recognizable places and characters. All of the buildings are custom, but I suspect most of the characters are from the official LEGO sets. The next build is this amazing island with a huge mountain. The build was used on episode 1 of LEGO Masters and was the center of the first challenge. The mountain is quite tall and there's a bunch of small trees on the side of it. Next up is several builds by some younger fans, including trains, some awesome houses, and the LEGO Ghostbusters Ecto-1 with working lights. After that, we move on to this awesome winter/Christmas layout with a bunch of references to pop culture. The references include Donald Duck, Back to the Future, Mr. Bean, Thomas the Tank Engine, and a plethora of other shows and movies. We now move into the Star Wars section, which has some incredible builds. First off is a big Death Star build, a Mustafar build with Obi-Wan Kenobi fighting Anakin Skywalker with Vader's castle in the background, and the landing platform on Endor. Next up is two amazing builds, Kylo Ren's shuttle and the AT-M6. The builder has recreated the fight scene between Luke Skywalker and Kylo Ren in front of the shuttle. While I don't really like the sequel trilogy and I definitely think Episode 8 is the worst Star Wars movie, I definitely appreciate these awesome models. Finally, we have probably the most impressive build in the entire convention, a massive Millennium Falcon. This build makes the official UCS Falcon look like a small playset. It has over 65,000 pieces and weighs almost 70 kilograms. It took the builder over 1,000 hours to build over the course of a year. The ship is scaled to the old LEGO Technic figures, which the builder has customized to look like Star Wars characters. Next up is another Star Wars build, depicting an abandoned Imperial Star Destroyer. The big worm next to it is actually not a Sarlacc, but a sandworm from Dune. Continuing on with the theme of space, here's a really cool classic space display. There's a bunch of old classic spacemen here, and various spaceships and UFOs. In front of the display, there's a cool stand with classic spacemen in 9 different colors. Next up is two builds from the city of Bergen, a bird's eye view of parts of the city and the University of Bergen. Two really cool builds. Here we have the display table of another LEGO Master contestant, who was actually partnered up with the builder of Chopper. He has some cool Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles builds and a big spaceship. He was also selling quite a few big LEGO Star Wars sets, both new and old. We then move on to a table with a bunch of different builds, like an army of LEGO bricks plotting where to hit a foot, some nice buildings, a couple of characters playing video games on their TV, and an awesome Pirate Bay that was made by two other LEGO Masters contestants. There's also a cool build of a minifigure parachuting and another cool house. The people who built the Pirate Bay also made this awesome tram from Kardemommeby, a popular children's book. The tram was built by the youngest of them, who's actually only 15 years old. Continuing the theme of Kardemommeby, the next build is a part of the small town in the book, which has actually been turned into a small theme park. The build is made by yet another LEGO Masters contestant, and is part of a larger collaboration. The next build is really big, and it was also built by a LEGO Masters contestant. It features several train loops and a big train yard. The trains are both official sets and custom. Here is for example the LEGO Marsk train pulling some custom tanker cars and the Santa Fe locomotive pulling some various train cars, including one with the logo of the National Norwegian LEGO Users Group. In addition to the trains, the layout also features this awesome house on top of a hill, and a big city street with a tram. The tram does run, but it is turned off right now. The houses and vehicles are custom, and some of the buildings actually exist in real life too. The train station is really cool, and houses another custom train. In the middle of the layout you can also see a bunch of classic spacemen playing baseball, and the Joker driving after Batman. The same builder also built his bust of Karsten Warholm, the world record holder for the 400-meter hurdles that won the event in the Tokyo Olympics earlier this year. Warholm is a big Lego fan himself.
Mitt navn Karsten Warholm. Jeg Lego-bygger og olympisk mester I den rekkefølgen.
The next mock is a really cool build of a bank called Central Bank of Bricks. I think the dark blue transparent pieces work well with the white pieces to create a nice bank building. The next build is actually the Lego Masters trophy that the winners of Lego Masters received. As of filming this video, the last episode of Lego Masters has not released yet, so we do not know who won, and subsequently also not who brought it here. The final display doesn't really have any mocks, just some cool official Lego sets, like the Technic Lamborghini Sian, the Technic Bugatti Chiron, the Technic Porsche 911, the Adidas shoe, the NES, the Fender Stratocaster, buildable Harry and Hermione, the Ideas typewriter, and the Colosseum. Well, that was it. It was definitely an awesome experience to go to a Lego convention for the first time, and I hope I'll be able to go there next year too. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like for the YouTube algorithm, and subscribe for more awesome Lego content. See you later, Sir Bricks, out.